Good afternoon, America. This is Larry Watson coming to you one more time with another one of my very interesting and very important topics. And at this particular time, I would just like to dedicate this one to people who are still out there struggling with drug addiction and alcoholism. God knows, believe me, I've been there on both. And it's been a battle for me, but God has been good to me. So I would just like to share with you at this time what God has done to make changes in my life when it comes to this topic. And I call this one To the Forgotten Ones. Your battles can still be won. This by far is the most sensitive and hardest topic up to this point for me to write about. And the reason why is because it involves deception, lies, and total chaos of a life wasting away. Now, I started not to write this one, but I can't let other people's judgment of me and my past stop me from trying to help those of you who are still out there struggling and suffering. So pray for me as I testify about just how good God truly is, especially to an individual's life that took such a wrong turn. For those of you that have never been addicted to drugs or alcohol, be extremely grateful that you were wise and smart enough not to do so. Also, if you are even curious to know what makes addicts do the things they do in order to fulfill their habit, you don't have to try and experience it for yourself, you see. Because if you have seen a loved one, friend, family member, or spouse suffering with this, then all the curiosity should fade from your mind instantly. Let me make something very clear to those of you who have always lived drug free. Addiction has never been, nor will it ever be, prejudiced to age, race, gender, etc. Because no matter who or where you are, it carries no emotions. It only leads people in one direction and one only, and that is death. But before it comes to that ultimate price, the torment and self-destruction, along with all the havoc that it wreaks, has the same effect as that of a tornado. Because the thing they have the most in common is tragedy all the way around. I know from firsthand experience, when you're out there like that, the world seems to throw you in a hole and cover you up, making you feel worthless, just as if you don't even exist anymore. But let me tell you something. You might not believe me, but I remember one night when I was getting so high that I became sick. I don't mean mentally, I mean literally. Now the scariest part was that I was by myself and I thought I was about to die right then and there. So I started praying and asking God to remove this controlled substance from my life. That is, if he was going to spare me my life right at that moment while I was at death's door. But God spared my life. But he hadn't heard my cry for help right then, you see, because it was only while panicking that I prayed that prayer. But one evening after coming home from work, when I wasn't high, I got down on my knees and I asked him, I said, Lord, if you won't deliver me from this drug, will you at least take the craving away from me? Believe it or not, that prayer he heard and answered. It's been 15 years that I have been free from this drug, and it wasn't easy in the beginning, but God stayed with me, and there isn't a day that goes by that I just take this for granted. So in closing, I want to say, although you may feel like you have hit rock bottom right now, take it from a brother that's been there and done that. No matter what society may think about you now, you can be delivered if you ask for God's help. Now, you are going to lose friends along the way, but the way I see it is, if they were your true friends, they wouldn't have deserted you during those times when you needed a true friend the most. So therefore, to the forgotten ones, your battles can still be won. Just keep your head up no matter what comes up against you, especially while trying to get your life back on the right track. Be careful out there. And remember, God truly loves you. Thank you for listening